Why?
There's two stories that one is the immigrant family who have really issues with the trauma that the children go through when their parents are deported. And the question of where these kids are going to go and who's going to care for them and what issues are they going to have to deal with as they grow up without parents, either for a time being and so forth. So that was. And the other one was a young man whose family, grandfather immigrated from Ireland, built a life for himself and his children. All 6 of them went to college. But his father, there's 2 kids in his family, and he doesn't know that same opportunity may even exist for him because everything is cost so high, and that's his dilemma.
If elected, how would you address some of these concerns discussed tonight?
With regards to the immigration issue, we really need to have a comprehensive immigration policy that's founded on the principles of human rights and dignity for all people, irrespective of where they were born and what documents they have.
What kind of experience do you have working directly with the community represented at tonight's event?
I have a lot of experience. I was born and raised in Jemez Pueblo on a reservation among 8 families, built our own homes, raised our own crops, raised our own foods. But I had a wonderful opportunity to go to college. And a lot of my career, over 15 years of my career at University of Colorado, at Stanford University, at the University of New Mexico, has been providing educational opportunity and access to children or students of disadvantaged community, and that has been my career. And I started a charter school in my home community, so I know the struggles of our young people, and this I'm running to represent all of us, so I know that I will continue to dialogue with the people that were here tonight.
If elected, how would you continue to engage and dialogue with the communities represented tonight?
Certainly, and this is a wonderful event. I want to thank the organizers and the people that have really put this together, because this is the kind of dialogue that we need to have if we're going to move not only our communities, our state, but our nation forward.
I think the story that I listened to was on the table where I was sitting at, when we had 2 Mexican nationals that were talking about how the struggles that they go through when they come here to Santa Fe, the fact that they're deprived of the food. Instead of getting the food that people donate, a lot of the workers actually take it home with them, and they give them very little. So it's real important to understand that when we have all these homes, shelters, and things like that, that the people who are entitled to the benefits actually get the benefits that they should be receiving there, instead of the workers. There should be some oversight of the workers to ensure that these people are not being ripped off.
If elected, how would you address some of the concerns discussed tonight?
Well, first of all, I think as a congressional candidate, as an attorney, first of all, I'm an attorney. I've been a trial attorney for 20-some years dealing in the arena of civil rights. I have fought employment discrimination and discrimination in America for the last 20 years. And I think from that perspective, that would continue. Today as we speak, I have a big employment discrimination case against one of the local banks.
What kind of experience do you have working directly with the communities represented at this event tonight?
What kind of what? I'm sorry?
What kind of experience do you have working directly with the communities represented at tonight's event?
Well, first of all, I live in a small community in northern New Mexico, not in Santa Fe, but in northern New Mexico. So the way I live is I live with the people that I represent every day. So from that perspective, I have everyday contact with the same kind of people that are here tonight. So from that perspective, I'm very much in tune with all the problems, the issues that we're dealing with tonight. And I'm involved in those issues as a trial attorney. I'm constantly dealing with issues involving seniors, involving discrimination, involving poverty, involving all these other issues that we discussed tonight. So I'm in the middle of things. I live in the community.
If elected, how would you specifically continue to engage in dialogue with the communities represented tonight?
I think that one of the things that we've lost sight is too many times we've elected people from outside of New Mexico to come and represent us. The last two Congress people that we had were not New Mexicans. They were not native New Mexicans. So as a result, they don't have the concerns for the people that they represent. I live here. I am from New Mexico. I was raised in the poverty that exists in northern New Mexico. So therefore, I believe that I will have that contact to make sure that the people of New Mexico are well represented. And I will do that because guess what? They're my primos, my vecinos, my tios, my grandparents.
The one that I thought was very interesting is the one about how we failed our children and their opportunities. My daughter graduated from Santa Fe High and she has left the state because she felt she couldn't get a job here or ever be able to buy a home. So my own family has been broken apart for the things that you all raised for us. And my commitment is, I don't want, when you grow up and you're my age, I don't want any of you to have to stand here and say that these same failures have happened. And I'm giving up my job to young people because we need a new generation of leadership. And we have to start right away. There's so much talent and energy. And so what I learned tonight and what I'm taking with me, that my confidence in the youth of El Norte is stronger than ever. You're the future. You're going to make it better for all of us.
If elected, how would you address some of the concerns discussed tonight?
Well, I work for Universal Healthcare. I've worked in public health for many years. I work in human rights. I've been around many countries in the world. I think that the United States is a tapestry of people from many places that come here. I'm honest. I don't take corporate money. I think that we have to end war, not just this war. I think war is a dead form of foreign policy. We have to be peacemakers in the world, not war makers. That's one of the commitments that I make. I will never send young people to war. So I'm a longtime pacifist.
What kind of experience do you have working directly with communities respected at tonight's event?
Well, I've run clinics in northern New Mexico. Right now I have a project in Peñasco with the Picaris Pueblo Peñasco Community Coalition. I started a human services project there where we have the ISD con and help our elders. That's what I do. My job has been in the community, being a community organizer.
Last question. If elected, how especially would you continue to engage and dialogue with the communities represented tonight?
Well, I have an open door policy. When I'm going to go, corporations have to wait in line for meetings. It's not like when I go to Washington now and they rush the community people in and out because this association is coming and that. I have an open door policy. You'll always be welcome there.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah.